Well, I always remember how they beat us. I always remember how we had the dadgum game won, how we had a 4-point lead with less than 2 minutes to go, and we hadn't lost a game like that in years. They had the ball at 20. I mean, there's no way. Then in 3 plays, they go ahead of us. Yeah, I couldn't sleep quite a few white nights after that one. No, I don't know. It was probably a month or more before I got where I didn't wake up in the middle of the night thinking about that game. Yeah, that one hurt bad.
Every year our goals is national championship, but we first have to win the ACC championship, and then secondly on that list is a state championship. And to do that, we had to beat Miami and we have to beat Florida, and that's something that we haven't won in the past couple of years.
They got a great front seven, you know, they're with Javon Curse and Johnny Rutledge, Mike Peterson. You know, guys are great linebackers. And, you know, our offensive line got to go out there and dominate.
I mean, it's definitely a hostile environment. I mean, both teams had a lot at stake. So, I mean, it's just one of those games where anything can happen. You never know what play is going to win the game, so everybody's 150% every play.
You know, you never can tell what Steve may do. You just have to be ready for anything. You know, at the end of the game, we want to be able to say that we beat Florida, you know. Florida want to be able to say that they beat us, but more so for bragging rights.
You have to lead right now, you ain't got to play. That's real. You ain't got to play, you have to lead right now while you got a chance. Because that game, you put all you had, man, somebody has to, we don't care who it is. Let me do it out here, baby. I got a chance. Why it's free. Why it's free and coffee. That's why we have the game, all right. Now, leave everything. If anytime we come out that field tonight, you ain't play hard enough. Now, leave something on that field, believe that. But we ain't got no pulse out there, neither no time, no pulse. Now, we're going to play, that's real, everybody. Offense, defense, do that damn baby. Everybody's going to play. Everybody's going to play. Everything out here when the boy, they got to finish. Make them finish. Make them quit. Somebody else will stay in the back then. Let's go now, fellas. Everybody in here, come on. Everybody in here now. Now, man, I don't want any more talking. I saw a lot of talking out there before the game. Some of you guys talking then. I want to walk. I don't want to talk. I don't want any more talking. It's time to play football and cut that stuff out. Now, a couple of guys have been kicked out of the game. They're going to kick. Then, if anybody fights now, they're going to be going out. You're going out. If they get you late, you're going to miss the dadgum bowl game. So do not fight. Do not talk. Just play football as hard as you can. Just wait till they snap the ball. Play hard as you can. That's all we want to do. Stay out of arguments with those guys. I mean, they're not worth it. Now, men, the crowd is here. We got everything in our favor. Crowd, you know. Now, we mess it up by going out and getting in a fight. You get thrown out of a game. I don't want you thrown out of a ball game. So nobody's going to fight. I wouldn't even talk to the darn guy. It hurts more when you snub people. When you snub them. Some thoughts now. Defense, be sure to attack. Be sure to attack the blockers now. Remember last year they ran up down the field. We must stop the run. Stop the run and then go and try to get some sacks. Offensive line, lock on pass pro. Now don't ever let go of your man on pass protection. Give that quarterback plenty of time to throw the football. Focus on your job. Do your job. Don't talk. Walk. National television. Now we just got off to a terrible start there. I don't know whose fault it was. This is our place, however. You know, again, I think it shows you their arrogance, doesn't it? It shows you their arrogance. But then, you got to play the football game and forget that. We want to win. We want to win. Let them be that way. We're going to win the darn game. Kickoff return. Block your man. Let's bring that thing back, man, on that kickoff return. Marcus, I got that. Please slide if you can. You know, I don't want you, because you could run a lot and slide, you won't get so worn out. But you get hit every time you run this arm ball. If you do, I'm afraid it might run it down. You just use your judgment. Pass pro is big by the offensive line. Offense got to have some great catches now. Got to have some great catches. Don't rough their punter. They got a freshman punter that's got to go out there and punt with all that noise. Somebody could go get one. But don't rough the punter. How are we doing on time? They come in and punt. Have they given the 5 minutes? Don't rough the punter though, man. Don't forget on punts now. Let's hold our bullets up where we get something going back. Backs protect the ball. Offensive line, flat back when you short yardage now. Go line, good flat back. Knock them guys out of there. We run that sneak. Get some movement, offensive line. Get movement. So that quarterback can get that yardage needed. Men try to get sacks, but no penalties. In other words, you don't want to get a rough in the penalty. You know, if he's got that ball in his hand and he's released it, I can hit him. But once the ball is gone, don't get us a penalty. Use good judgment on that. Make your man pay, man. It's 60 minutes. We need to pound for 60 minutes. The guy's trying to block you. You need to pound him for 60 minutes. You know, get it in your favor. Yeah. Okay, who's going to block a punt today? Who's going to? I watched you see Ohio State today play. They were finally about to beat Michigan the first time in years. One of the guys went and blocked the punt. As much talent as they have. Well, let's go ahead and have our prayer, and then we'll just sit and wait until somebody tells us what to do about what time to leave. Okay? Dear Father, thank you for this great opportunity. Help us to have self-control. Help us to have self-control. Some of us lost it out there a while ago. We've got to have self-control. Help us to play our best. Give us great spirit. Help us to play our best. And we pray that nobody will get injured. Protect us from injury. Pray that you'll heal our injured boys. Give us wisdom as we make decisions. Give our coaches wisdom as they call plays and make decisions. And we just pray that we can glorify you. Oh, Lord, again, help these young men to control have self-control and just play as hard as they can when the ball snaps, and then not afterwards. These things we ask in thy name. Amen.
This rivalry didn't get any friendlier with a pregame brawl at midfield. The Seminoles' home turf was being invaded by unwelcome visitors. A record crowd of over 81,000 was worked into a frenzy from the get-go as the Seminoles kick off.
John Capel and Robert Gillespie to return. Here's the kickoff, and Janikowski sends it 7 yards deep.
Doug Johnson would lead the Gators on the field.
And a handoff to McCaslin, runs up the middle. He's plugged at the 20 for no gain.
After a short run, the Tribe becomes their own worst enemy.
To his right, fires to his right. It's intercepted. Yes. To the 10, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Two flags, though. Two flags to hold everything.
Defense held us in that first half. Penalties killed us, though. Defense. If the defense did anything bad, it's penalties, which is lack of discipline.
However, they would stiffen and force the punt.
Quarter. And freshman David Wazalewski will punt the football. Pooches it, trying to get it away from Reggie Durden, makes the catch out of 30. Comes outside, breaks a tackle, stiff arm, still running to the near side, like gets the corner turn to the 30. To the 35 he goes, and he's knocked out of bounds.
With everybody expecting FSU to run, Marcus Outzen whips one to Peter Warwick.
The pass toward Warwick on the left flank. Got it to the 40. Warwick to the 45, and he's ripped out of bounds. Far sideline, right at the 46.
But the Gator defense also shows they came to play and hold the Seminoles.
All right, he must have saw the flag.
Well, it's fourth down, low snap, dugout. Here is the kick, just got it away. And McGriff will angle over toward it, makes the catch. Oh, he fumbled the ball, picks it up on a bounce. Running laterally across the field at the 15-yard line. He's tackled by Bradley Jennings.
Steve Spurrier's fun and gun offense goes airborne. 2 plays later, they hit pay dirt.
It is caught by the tight end. Second down, 9, moving left, offset on. Johnson to throw. Has time. Looking to his right, now to his left. Goes downfield toward McGriff. He's got an easy touchdown. Take Cody, slipped down, touchdown, Florida. First score of the game.
That touchdown.
FSU was offside, so a little shorter look, and the point after is good by Chandler.
On FSU's next series, they're again hurt by a penalty.
We don't get the snap away, and we lose 5 yards on delay.
On third down, Outzen is sacked. Ball comes loose. Reggie McGrew recovers, and the Gators are within striking distance.
Moving left. Johnson, two-step drop, gets the pass away.
But the Seminole D loves a challenge. After 2 incompletions, Sean Key becomes the hero.
Here in the front of the 19, third down 10. The snap. Johnson looking, under pressure. Johnson rushed through a right, throws it toward the end. Take off. Yes, to the 10-yard line. Florida State to the 20 with a convoy to the 30-yard line.
Well, the main thing that we tried to do, we just tried to involve enough people in coverage. We felt like with the things that Florida was doing in their passing game, that they always just kind of outnumbered you where you were in zone or man. And so our thought was they get the ball off in such a hurry that your 4-man rush has difficulty getting there. So we just took one of the linemen out and took a couple of backers out. We played with 3 down people and a linebacker and 7 defensive backs that we could involve in the coverage. And you know, the thing that we did was not all that revolutionary by any means. A lot of people do that, but we just felt like we had to involve that many people in coverage to take away some of the things that Florida does in their passing game. And we were very, very fortunate in that we got the execution we needed and still held up for the run as well.
Bobby Bowden and Mark Richt turn to the ground game, and Travis Minor delivers.
35, 40, 45. He's to the 47-yard line. High formation. Alchin hands the ball off to Minor. Minor comes to the near side. 40, 35. Down the sideline. 20. Yeah, and he's knocked out of bounds.
The Seminole offense then sputters. Sebastian Janikowski is called on to get FSU on the scoreboard.
Here's the snap out of the shotgun. Oh, and Alchin on the quarterback draw. Alchin cuts it to the 15, 14 to the 13. This will be spotted at the 26, PT, a 36-yard effort. Sebastian Janikowski, the spot, the hole by Alchin, the kick got plenty of distance. It's right down.
After Janikowski rips one through the end zone, the defense knows they have to be the best defense on the field this day. Alchin takes hold of the reins and leads the team downfield.
In space, and he's out of bounds with a first. Gain of 4, third down, or second down and 6. Alchin dropping under pressure. Alcin's going to run. Alchin runs to the 45, to the 47-yard line, and he will miss the first down marker. Here's the snap, and Alchin wants to throw. Steps up out of the pocket. He'll run the football. He dives, and he's got the first down across the 50.
Well, I knew somewhere along the line Marcus was going to have to prove he could drop back and throw the ball. And I knew there was going to be some third and long situations where, you know, we were going to have to protect and throw the ball downfield. And I really felt like when he hit those couple square ends, one to Peter Warwick and one to Lavernius Coles, I think that made them feel like he was a legitimate guy that they had to defend the pass against. And then it really helped the quarterback draw become much more dangerous play for us.
After a sack, Bowden calls for the first trick play.
He wants to throw the pass. Throws it right back over across the field. Caught. Oh! Dropped the football. A little razzle-dazzle, the lateral, and the throw back to the quarterback, and Marcus Alchin had a convoy in front of him. And if there's anybody...
But on 3rd and 16, Alchin finds Warwick.
Alchin steps into the pocket. Throws the pass down. It's caught. Here's down to the 35. Peter Warwick's got it at the 31.
Marcus Alchin. That shows me a lot about this young man there. Most times a quarterback who can run the football would have ran it in that situation. He knew he couldn't get enough yards. He waited, found Peter Warwick.
2 plays later, the Gators get a roughing the passer penalty just before the end of the first quarter.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, in the defense.
As the second quarter begins, the Seminoles can't punch it in and call again upon a Polish powder keg.
Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure. Alchin, pump fake. Alchin going to run into traffic. He'll be long field goal attempt. Here's a good snap. The spot, the hold down, the kick airborne. Janikowski puts it right down Monroe Street. Yes. 42-yard field goal. It could have gone 62. Great. And it's 7-6 with 13:37 to go in the second quarter.
The Gators pick up 16 on this pass from Johnson to Taylor.
Dropping Johnson, play action. Johnson under, he gets the pass away. Caught over the middle at the 40 to the 42-yard line. Travis Taylor, little drag route. Deep padded about 20.
The defense clamps down before Johnson hits Travis McGriff for another first down, all the way to the Tribe's 34. Mickey Andrews' defense has seen enough.
Gets the pass away at the last moment, and it's overthrown. Receivers now. Johnson in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Here comes pressure up the middle. Pass. Oh, it's picked off. Two Seminoles had it in their hands. Gun set. 5 wide receivers. Inside pressure. Inside pressure. Johnson's going to be sacked at the 45 by Brian Allen. Brian Allen from Lake City, Florida. Sacks Johnson at the 45.
Deep in their own territory, Outson has a tough task at hand. And on third down, the Gators get to him.
Arm flushed out of the mouth, fumbles the football to the goal line. It's recovered by the Gators. Touchdown, Florida. Sherrard Warren. Now wait just a minute. It's a safety and not a touchdown.
You know, that's one thing that you got to be careful of. Anytime
the fumble is ruled a safety, thanks to the recovery by Ross Brennan. The Gators increase their lead to 9-6.
Don't give them a chance to sack you and make a big play like that.
I guess they're ruling a safety in the end zone.
After the kick by Janikowski, the Gators mount what would be their last drive of the game.
15-yard line, and with the football, this is the returner to the 35-yard line. Roberts, the fullback. Gators move to our right. Here's the snap. They want to hand it off, and the Seminole Tommy Polley close the gap in a hurry.
Seminoles continue to hurt themselves with penalties as UF continues to move.
Breakdown. This pass is caught in the flat, and Nafis Kareem is dropped short of the first down marker of the 40.
Receiver short of the first down. That's a tough route to cover. A little quick out by the inside slot receiver. Good job by Troy Saunders.
Travis McGriff saying
personal foul. Hands to the face on the defense.
A couple of passes and then a run get Florida all the way down to the FSU 7.
Moving right. Here's the snap. Has time. Starts to break down. Flushed out of the pocket. Doug Johnson wants to run. Throws the pass downfield. It is caught at the 20. Here's the snap. Reverse to Capel. Capel gets the corner. Turn to the 15, to the 10, to the 5.
But the defense says no way. An uncharacteristic third down run. That's 0 for the Gators. They settle for 3.
Back and nowhere for McCaslin to go. Are digging in. Here's the snap. Can't get to it. The kick is airborne. It is good just inside the right upright.
The Seminoles and Gators' bitter rivalry heads to the locker room with Florida on top by 6.
To 45. So maybe down just 6 at halftime.
We straight. We finna put on the clinic the second half now. You know we straight. That's what Tuesday agility.
Let's do what Doc. We need to step it up, make some plays. The defense over there working it behind them. We need to do the same thing. Step up, make some plays. Everybody, man. Lee, we come too far.
12 weeks right here. We've been working all this time for this shit right here. Do what we work for to get out. Do what we work for.
Do what
we work for. Every day in the house.
We want now.
Hey, ain't nobody getting no break. Ain't nobody getting no break. Ain't nobody getting no break. Let's go out there and grind. Hey, people over there doing their grind. I was doing the same thing, man.
Do what y'all say.
We got 30 more minutes.
Hey, what we stand up and talk about, man?
We y'all want to go to the beach?
Do what y'all got to do. What y'all work out for all summer to get big and strong and shit. Do what y'all work out for.
We ain't just talking about we talking about everybody. Everybody, we talking about offense.
Everybody, the whole team.
We got to grind. We got to come together as a team, man. We got to go out there and grind, man. That's why I'm kicking our ass. We got to go out there and lay it down. We got 30 minutes. We got to go out there and grind. Come on.
Can you sacrifice for 30 minutes?
30 minutes now.
30 minutes, that's it.
Hey, what's going to lay down?
30 minutes.
You go to the whole town, we go to Florida Beach, y'all. I'm tired of this.
30 minutes.
We got to go out there and grind. Man, y'all want to win, man. That's like you got some fight in you, fellas. Come on.
Let's go.
Hey, you feeling pain right now, but let's think how good it's going to feel. You go out there and grind their ass up and beat their ass. Let's think how good it's going to feel out there.
Texas A&M game, we were losing 7 hands on. We go out here, we turn around.
crowd. We know what we got to do. Let's get in the crowd. Hey, we got the crowd. We got to leave everything out on the field now. Hey, let's go, everything out on the field now. Hey, come on, we gonna break it down, man. Come on. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Together, man.
We get all back now. Repeat after me. All for one. All for one. One for all. Together we stand. Together we stand. Together we fall. Hey. Hey, let's go, man. Hey, together, let's on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
We get the ball back. We go out there and make some plays.
Soul searching. Hey, this here gonna tell what kind of character we got or what. We gonna throw it this way for that or what? Trying to bring it back, man. Hey, look. Hey, man. Do the soul searching, man. Hey, you doing what you doing? We don't talk to our people over there now. Y'all boys grinding. We gotta keep it up second half now. We know what you. Wait, y'all get the job done, fellas. We gonna get out. Y'all come on, let's grind. Y'all pick it up. We got it, baby. Let's grind now. Let's grind, baby. Let's go. Remember what Prime 5 said, baby. Keep it up second half. Come on, Prime 5 said, baby. Gotta be some good housekeeping. Good shot, hey, man. Keep it. Hey, we come on. We gonna grind, man. Y'all boys keep it up, man. Hey, good shot, man.
Listen up now. Do you remember the second half of the Virginia game when Winky got hurt? We came in and went out and played the best half we've ever played around here. I mean, the defense got on fire and gave them nothing. The offense, Marcus was about 6 out of 7. We protected our passer. We ran the ball. We jumped all over them. Now, we've played better in the second half every game. And we're going to have to play better this half. The defense is doing a pretty good job. Now, they got to kick off to us, man. They got to kick off to us. The offensive line, you need to do it. I hadn't looked at the film, but it seems like they're just out rushing you and out hitting you. They're bull rushing you and whipping you. Now this is you got to check it this half. You got to check what we made out of this half. We got Florida right there. We got the crowd. We got everything in our favor. But we're not protecting our passer. He ain't got time to cock his arm. The quarterback, you got to get back deeper. Get back off that line of scrimmage here. And then if they'll rush deep, then you can step up and throw it. Don't rush shallow. Now, then, offensive line, I've got to get my man. First, I got to set. Then I have got to stop these charges where our quarterback can throw the darn ball. We're getting people open. We don't have time to throw the football. Defense, just play hard. Be sure to stop the run first. Captain's gone. Be sure. Let's stop now. Defense, be sure to stop the run first like you're doing. Defense, you need to make some plays. You've had interceptions in your hand, you drop them. Now this is middle of the Virginia game. Man, we got to have everybody. We can't do it with just one group. I think you've got to play your role, man. We're playing right out in our backyard. Looks like you'd fight your guts out there, man. If you have to get your nose bloody, get it bloody. Defense, you got to stop your penalties. You got to stop your penalties. Now, if you'll block the bullets, we get a punt return. Block the bullets, we get a punt return. Now, we're going to have to have a big play. We went out there before that game, did a lot. Some of you guys, I saw you talking over there. You need to back that up a little bit. You need to back it up. We need some. How much time we got? We need somebody's got to make big plays. A great player should make great plays. We got to have some great catches. Well, hey, they only down 6 points. Really, offense is only kick 2 field goals. We need some great running now. When they punt, when we punt, now be sure to protect your punter. Okay, hold it now. Listen to it. The man, we got 30 more minutes. This is a team last year. It was the same boat. We were behind at the half. We went out there and got ahead of them. Had the game won with 2 minutes to go. Then they go 80 yards for a touchdown and beat us. Now we got 30 more minutes. We got 30 more minutes. Okay. Everybody ready to go?
Let's go, man. Let's do this now. Let's go. Let's ride. We don't lose it. Let's go. goddamn it, we'll win. That's all we need is a touchdown. That's our field, guys. Let's go.
Never before in the rivalry of Bowden Seminoles versus Spurrier's Gators would one team dominate the other so handily. Florida State puts on a second-half defensive clinic. The offense proves more than worthy as they dismantled their lizard opponents from Gainesville.
First down at the 47-yard line of Florida. Lavernius Coles skywalking brings it down. Big 37. Here's the snap, inside handoff Minor. Yes. Minor's got the first down to the 35 to the 32. It's caught on the 20 by Warwick. Warwick sideline 15-10. Warwick to the 5. Touchdown, Florida State.
Euphoria fills Doak Campbell Stadium as FSU takes the lead for the first time.
Point after touchdown can break a 12-all tie. Janikowski puts it through. Seminoles lead 13-12.
The defense is brutal.
Toss pitch goes to the tailback. McCaslin's mugged by Lamont Green and dropped short of the 15-yard line. Loss of 2.
Well, a great job by Lamont Green there.
Florida manages to only get to their 29-yard line before being forced to punt.
McCaslin's mugged. He won't get anything. Stopped at the 28.
On the next Gator series, they get most of their second-half yardage on this one play.
Caught at the Seminole 28-yard line. Travis, he ain't moving right. Taylor in motion. Here's the snap. Play action. Dropping is Johnson. Johnson flushed out of the pocket. Will throw on the run. It is caught. Yeah. Picked off at the 7. I see you, the 7. Mario Edwards. I see you, Mario Edwards. No flag. Seminoles force another turnover. Edwards with a leaping, acrobatic catch at the 7-yard line.
Outson leads the tribe on a ball-control, time-consuming drive. Gives the defense a chance to rejuvenate.
Players in there to block. 3 on the huddle clock. Here's this trigger. The toss pitch to the left side. This is Minor hurdling for first down. From the Gator 49-yard line. Here's the snap. And outside of the shotgun, under pressure. Outson breaks by to the left side. Outson's going to run. He's to the 50. He's to the 45. He's out at the 42 of the Gators. He didn't get that far upfield, but by golly, he ran over.
Taking some time off the clock, the Noles are unable to get any points.
It is leading Travis Minor a little too far.
Florida has the ball going into the fourth quarter. The mighty Seminole defense holds the hapless Gators to 3 and see ya.
The fourth quarter, wind advantage. Toss pitch Minor. Runs to his left. Hits the corner turn.
Travis Minor gets the call and appears to have 6. A penalty that no one can find brings it back. The next play brings the return of the Riverboat Gambler.
Toss pitch will run the reverse option. Warwick's going to run over receiver. He's got Dugan to the 15, to the 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Florida State. Now, touchdown FSU. Are there any flags?
It's pandemonium in Tallahassee, and it's Florida State by 8.
It's good. 20-12.
Defense is again ferocious. Nowhere to throw, nowhere to run. Goodbye, fun and guns.
Number 96, Larry, high formation. Handoff Johnson to the right side. McCaslin's bugged by Bobby Rhodes. Stuffed at the 25.
We set out for that game, as we do every game, is to stop the run. And we were having success against, with a running game. And when we forced them into passing situations, that's when we went to our dime scheme. And we'd done something similar to that in some of the other games, but didn't think we'd done enough of it. And I think we ended up running it something like maybe 18 times in the game. And it was very beneficial for us.
It's a good snap. Return is on. Here's the kick. Got a good one this time. Backpedaling is Durden. Feels it on the run at the 40. Far sideline to the 45. And he's out of bounds to the 46-yard line. He's quick.
The Seminoles, with confidence and home field advantage, start taking control.
45-50. He's to the 45. He's got a first down. The Seminoles move right. Here's the snap. High formation. Play action out. So gets the pass away near side. Diving catch.
What a great
play. Dugan's at the 29. He held on to it. Great throw by Outson. No chance of the pick by Cromartie. And a 10-yard pickup on the throw by Marcus Outson.
I see you, Ron Dugans. What a play.
Travis Minor picks up some of his 127 yards on the night.
Travis, he seems to really play well in the big games. And I think in the bigger games, we lean on him more heavily, and he's always come through for us. And I still don't know if he's 100% healthy from the very beginning of the year, but he really showed up in a big way. And if he didn't have that one long run called back, he might have ran for, I guess he'd have run for over 150 yards that day.
But the second half, our offensive line just took charge. And again, they look like a team, they look like an OL that started the season inexperienced, but now had 12 games under the belt, and that's about what they showed.
Unfortunately, Jeff Chaney mishandles the exchange, and the Gators get a big break. 3 straight incompletions show why FSU has the #1 defense in the nation and on the field.
They're going to wave that one off. Jay Cody never gave up. He didn't look like Daryl Jackson. The shotgun snap, and he looks to the right, throws the pass far sideline, and again, Traylor could not. Here's the snap. Here comes pressure. Johnson looking, throwing it over the middle, incomplete pass. He tried.
We just kept trying to get better every day out there, and that's always a good sign. The thing that really concerned us at one point was the injuries. You know, we lost some key people. We lost Larry Smith right off the bat up in the kickoff classic, and then we lose Lamont, and then we lose some linemen, then we lose some DBs, and all of a sudden, you know, you're wondering, well, how are we going to get someone to continue to pick up the slack and perform at the level we got to perform at? But this group never backed down. You know, every day was a challenge for them to go out and get better. They did it as a group, and they've got something they can be proud of because they made it happen.
A bad punt sets the Seminoles up with excellent field position. From there, Marcus Outson is the key man.
Maybe the 48. Again, Wasilewski trying to play game.
I think that if all they were worried about was his ability to run the football, then some of those quarterback draws wouldn't have been there. I think that the fact of the matter was that on some third and long situations, they dropped into their normal 2-deep zone type look, and they had to cover the square end, and Marcus did a good job of dropping the ball to the backs a couple times. They had to cover the field. So they're rushing the passer hard, and they're in coverage, and there's just no one assigned to the quarterback. And all of a sudden, Marcus goes slipping through there and makes some key first downs. It was a tough thing to defend that day.
Florida finally stops the drive. Lou Groza Award finalist Sebastian Janikowski puts the nail in the coffin. Reggie Durden seals it as Doug Johnson throws his 3rd interception of the game. Let the celebration begin.
First down, Florida State. Turnover.
It would be the 2nd most dominating performance ever against a Steve Spurrier team. Mickey Andrews' defense would hold the Gators' high-powered offense to 204 total yards, just 61 in the second half. Nothing but awesome. The Gators would manage just 2 first downs in the second half and would go 0 for 13 on 3rd down conversions for the entire game. Sheer domination. Doug Johnson was 13 of 36 for 187 yards and 3 interceptions. Defensive line, led by Larry Smith, Jerry Johnson, Jamal Reynolds, and Tony Bryant, would allow the Gators just 17 yards rushing. On offense, Marcus Outson's dream had a happy ending. He was 13 of 22 for 167 yards and rushed for another 26. Peter Warwick led the receivers with 8 catches for 119 yards, and he threw for a touchdown. Travis Minor also was huge with 127 yards on 30 carries. Sebastian Janikowski was his usual self, hitting 3 of 3 field goals in a great team victory. The odds were against the Seminoles, but never underestimate the heart of a champion. It was as good a game and as great a half as the Seminoles have ever played. Bobby Bowden can sleep well tonight, and and Seminole faithful have 364 days of peace. All is well in Seminole Nation. Florida State 23, Florida 12.
I just want to thank everybody. Because I know the seniors, we were undefeated in this stadium, so I'd like to thank everybody for y'all help. Hey, I want to say something. Hey, first of all, I want to give honor to God, who's ahead of all our lives. With God, we everything, but without him, we nothing. So, hey, everybody step up tonight, and good job, fellas.
Okay, now I'm proud of you, man. That's as great. Now don't say that. We're trying to get out of here. That's as great a football game as I've seen a group of guys play. Let's just talk about it. Now, the defense for 60 minutes, unbelievable. I mean, stopped one of the best offenses in the country. Then our kicking game was excellent. Our kicking game was excellent. And man, our offense had a little problems the first half. But boy, they went out the second half. That OL. Then what do you think about Rooster?
Everybody say Rooster couldn't do it, but he came and did it.
Okay, I'm going to have to sing one of my old songs to you. Now, this is old college song. Don't take it wrong. Ready? They're laying eggs now, just like they used to. Ever since that rooster came into our yard. Dear Father, thank you, O Lord, for these young men. Thank you for their help. We pray that you'll heal anyone who was injured tonight, and we pray that you'll heal our other players that have been injured. Gosh, what a great victory that these young men gained. Boy, they increased their talents. They increased their talents. They overachieved. They did everything that you could ask for the young men. So thank you, O Lord, for them. Thank you for this win. Thank you for giving us spirit. Thank you for our assistant coaches. Boy, what a great job they did of getting this football team ready. Thank you for our doctors and trainers and managers and our administration, all the people that made this possible. Andy Urbanic, we can't thank him enough, and all that staff. No, Lord, we're going to praise you with it, oh Father. At least I am. I'm going to go out and preach your name. These things we pray in thy name. Amen.
It was a gratifying victory, no doubt. I mean, it's always good to beat the Gators. I mean, because it's so important to everybody. But I left the field with just more of a feeling of thankfulness and gratefulness, and just just thought it was a great blessing to even be in that game, and to come out with a victory was outstanding.
Oh, the crowd played a big part. The crowd, they don't know how big. They did exactly what I wish they would do every ball game. Number one, they came out early, and they started cheering early, and our kids picked that up. They feed off of that. The other team feeds off of it too, but they feed off by what in the world we got into. Then they got louder and louder, and they stayed that way the whole ball game. Our crowd did a fantastic job, and I guess I was as proud of that as any other factor of the game.
I think the best thing to say is that it was one of the greatest team efforts that we've ever been associated with, and certainly it was one that all of our coaches and our players had a big part to do in that victory.
Well, it's always a satisfying one, but the more they beat you, the more exciting the next win is. They had beaten us 2 times in a row, and so when you beat somebody, you don't want 3 in a row. So it stops the bleeding type. And it was big because everybody thought that when Winky went down, everybody kind of thought we'd win the game. It'd be close, but we'd probably win it in Tallahassee with Winky. Well, when he went down, then everybody jumped on that other team. Nearly all the sports writers and the media here thought that definitely Florida would win it with us without Winky. That's why I was so glad to see Marcus do the job he did.
Inside pressure. Johnson's going to be sacked at the 45 by Brian Allen from the gate of 32. Here's the snap. Outs and rolling left, going to the pass. Oh, it's caught at the 20 by Warwick. Warwick sideline 15-10. Warwick to the 5. Yeah, FSU. I see you. Touchdown, Florida State. I see you, Peter Ward. What a play. Moving right. Taylor in motion. Here's the snap. Play action. Dropping is Johnson. Johnson flushed out of the pocket. Will throw on the run. It is caught. Big ball. 7. I see you. 7. Another simple timeout. Jeff Cheney now in there as the running back. Toss pitch. Will run the reverse option. Warwick will run over Revere. He got Dugan to the 15. To the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Florida State. 28. High formation. Handoff Johnson to the right side. Pass was bugged by Bobby Rose. Stuffed at the 45.
The ball, put it in perfect field goal.
Good snap. Here's the kick. It's airborne. Got plenty of distance. Play distance. It's good.